Hello, everybody. So it's that time of year again, St. Patrick's Day, where all the TDs, all the members of the government, particularly ministers, junior ministers, go off flying around the world. And the Irish taxpayers expect just to say, "Don't worry, they don't have to pay for anything. You and I are paying for it. We're giving them the luxury of it. Even though they didn't ask, but we have to do it anyway, unfortunately." But so first of all, there's no benefit at all. In my opinion, there's no benefit at all, apart from the Taoiseach going to Washington. I think that's important. But apart from that, the rest of them are going to Timbuktu, Australia, now that I'm flying around the world, halfway around the world, and especially every day of the week, we're paying extra in our carbon tax for our cows to get the children to school to go to work. And we're paying a huge amount in carbon tax, and it's coming out of our back pockets. These people are flying to Australia, China, first class, probably private jets, who knows. They wouldn't tell us, but we don't know how much it's going to cost. Obviously, it'd be 500, it could be 50 million, could be 60 million, could be nearly 100 million for all these ministers, because there's a huge amount of them going to here, there, and everywhere. And you think, we'll go through the list now in a second, but for people that always, you hear Leo Varadkar, Simon Howard, well, Leo Varadkar's gone now, but Simon Howard, particularly every day of the week, all the environment, climate change, etc., etc. There's so much for climate change here, because you think they could maybe go on a Skype call and talk to whoever they want to talk to, instead of flying around halfway around the world just to tell them, I don't know, tell them nonsense, to be totally honest. So obviously there's going to be a huge thing in America at the moment. They're sending everybody to America. So the Taoiseach obviously is going to Washington DC to meet Donald Trump. Simon Howes is going to New York. That's usually the Taoiseach usually always goes there. But Darrell O'Brien's going to Miami and Los Angeles. Peter Burke's going to Boston, New Hampshire. Darrell Cleary is going to Atlanta. Patrick O'Donovan is going to Seattle, San Francisco. Jennifer Carl McNeil is going to New York. It's a huge amount of money, because again, you have to remember, they're not paying for it. I'd love to see if they were paying for it, would they go? But they wouldn't. The Attorney General is going to all around, basically near the Canadian border. Alan Dillon's going to Canada. Pascal Dunphy is going to Germany. Jack Chambers is going to Chile and Argentina. That's a good nearly 20 hours away from Ireland, and hundreds of kilometres away. That's a huge amount of emissions. You think about the only Irish Joe in their car, bringing the children to school or whatever. That's probably less emissions nearly a year than what they're doing, going to Chile and Argentina. Number 4 is going to London. God help us all in London. Well, to be totally honest, it's chaotic in London anyway, should suit them. Helen McAtee's going to Australia. Why is Helen McAtee? Nobody in Australia wants to see Helen McAtee. Whatever, but anyway, that's. But Jim O'Neill's going to the Holy See and all that. James Brown is going to China. It'd be interesting to see, would they ask China about stopping all the coal power plants, etc., etc., because obviously the majority of the Chinese electricity grid is coal power plants, and obviously here we're digging up the whole heat power plants and everything. We don't want anything, we want wind power and etc., etc. I wonder will he question Xi Jinping on it, but I don't think he will. I don't think he asks any tough questions. Even India, James Lawless going to India. Would he ask India why there's so much pollution, etc., etc. in India too? Will he ask these questions? Because there's no point on about the environment every day. I would say if we looked up James Brown now, we hear him every day of the week talk about the environment. So this is his chance to actually be an environmentalist for once. Mary Butler's going to Denmark and Sweden. Hildegard knocked in Japan. Japan is a good distance away too, and it's not cheap to go to Japan. Noah Gwish is going to Vietnam and Cambodia. That's a huge distance away. And again, wouldn't mind if you're going to England or America. That's the only countries I think. But why are you sending people here? Why would anybody give a shit that an only junior minister or a minister, apart from maybe the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach, why would the only Japanese person give a shit that Hildegard Knockton is in their country? Why do they care? What benefit is it Hildegard Knockton to Japan? That's what we have to ask these questions, because what benefit is it? What financial benefit to the Irish people does it serve? Because it's more of a negative, because we're spending thousands, not even thousands, millions on sending these people around the world to talk shit, pretty much. Because there's no benefit. I don't see money coming in to help me or help my family or help my friends and the neighbours. There's no money I hear coming in to help them. So what does it matter? Because at the end of the day, the only important thing in my opinion is in Washington that she should go into America. But take for example Robert Troy going to the Czech Republic. Why do they care about Robert Troy going over there? And especially if they look into his history, they'll be like, this guy was a bit of a crook. And the whole lot of them are a bit of a crook. But anyway, Emma Higgins going to Western Australia. Jerry Button New Zealand. It's insane about things. And Eve Smith going to Finland and Estonia. Could they not have said me? If any time they could have said me. But it's funny, my local TD is going to Finland, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. Would they not give me a wing and I can go there for them if they want? And I even pay for my own ticket. Doesn't that sound great? I'm willing to even pay for my own ticket and accommodation and everything. But yeah, Jennifer Manish O'Connor is going to Greece and Cyprus. Nia Collins, Mexico. It just goes on. Maddie Aachen, Netherlands, Belgium. Not Luxembourg. They live in Port Luxembourg out. But it's ludicrous. They're all flying around the world. Like, yeah, we have to ask the question: what benefit, after reading the list out, what benefit does it have for you and me, the Irish people? What benefit? It's a simple question, but what benefit is it? We need to know. What money comes back into the Irish economy? What money comes back to us? What I'm trying to say. Because at the end of the day, there's very little benefit. In my opinion, there's no benefit at all coming back to the Irish nation, the Irish people. And that's the main thing. It's all about the Irish people. It's all about people, as Sanna Mowan said. And it's true, it's all about people. But what benefit? Because let's be fair, what in the name of God would an Irish person that had to leave this country because of these fuckers that are in the government, why would somebody in Australia have to leave the country, was forced to leave the country, not had to leave, they were forced by gunpoint to leave the country because they couldn't afford to rent a house or buy a house in this country? Why in the name of God, tell me one person in Australia that'd be like, yes, Helen McEntee's coming, she wanted to silence our speech, etc, etc in Ireland. Like, who in the name of God in Australia be like, this is great, Helen McEntee's coming? Or take this up with some person in New Zealand that has to see Jerry Buttimer going to them. What benefit? Like, does the Irish people over there be fucking dreading them? They wouldn't want to see a bit of them. Like, they would rather see the back of that's why they left the country, because they want to see the back of this government. But why would they want to see them over there? Because I know for a fact, if I was in Australia, I wouldn't want to see Helen McEntee. Like, I wouldn't want to see her. She could stay in Ireland, and but I don't think Irish people want to see them coming over there and say, oh, how great the Irish community is and we look after the Irish people and etc, etc, even though they force people to leave, etc, etc. It's just ludicrous. But I don't see it as much benefit. I think the majority of Irish people, if you ask this question, what benefit is it to us? It doesn't matter what benefit it is to the country. It's the Irish people. These people are being paid by the Irish people, and all the luxuries, the hotels, etc, paid by you and me. And it's a huge amount of money, probably 50 million, 60 million, 100 million, God only knows. Again, they won't say. You think OT be asking the first question, how much is it? And what money are we getting back for going halfway around, all around the world? Like, if you add up the amount of emissions too, you could probably go to the moon. In the terms of the emissions, how far it is, each one of them are going. You couldn't make it up.